So we are in Kampala, Uganda, and we are about to embark on an immersive 4K street journey. And what better place to start our journey other than the gate of Makerere University. Founded in 1922, it has had a profound influence in post-colonial Africa. Graduating presidents such as Mwai Kibaki of Kenya, Julius Nyerere of Tanzania, Milton Obote of Uganda. It has produced multiple Nobel Peace Prize laureates, Matthias and Naipaul. And also the literary writer Ngugi wa Thiong'o is an alumni. Anyway, let's embark on this beautiful street view of Kampala as it prepares for Christmas. So I am going to cross the street and then head forward and hail a motorcycle. So I'm actually crossing this street, and right on this other side is where Wandegeya flats are, and I'm going to start my journey from here. So you might be wondering why I started from the Makerere main gate. That's because this road that you see here that I'm embarking on is called Makerere Hill Road, and it joins Haji Musa Kasule Road. Haji Musa Kasule being a prominent figure in post-colonial Uganda, a prominent businessman, and he was vice president of the Football Association in Uganda. And so that naming is profoundly a statement that encourages a lot of Ugandans to be profitable people to the country. Anyway, today I'm not going to use a mobile hailing app, and I'm going to decide to use local guides because where I'm going I already know. And we are going on a journey along Gaddafi Road into the old Taxi Park to show you Kampala, Uganda as it prepares for Christmas. And these are going to be very immersive street engagements, from a lot of motorcycle views to let me find someone, and I think I'll show you how I haggle. So let's get started. Let's find someone. This is interesting. Uganda is blessed with fruits. Let me try getting a motorcycle that is heading and see if they will be willing to take me. Jeba yakosebo. Kale. Awo ku New Park.
There at the New Park. How much will you eat?
Alright,
I was going to tell you 1K, but thank you. So now we've embarked on our journey, and because some of the parts of this clip's sound was breaking, I've decided to voice it over. So it's rainy season and I don't want to catch flu, and I'm glad that I've gotten a motorcycle without a helmet, and that makes it a bit easy for me to record the view without obstruction. So I want to find a mask and put it over my microphone, anyway, over wherever I placed it, so that it helps me with the sound quality as I back on this motorcycle, right? You let me know if the audio is much better. Anyway, this section, the audio was breaking, and I voiced over some sections to help you understand. Anyway, I am on Gaddafi Road, and this should actually take us to the Gaddafi National Mosque, ideally, as we cruise. It's actually a very dusty section if you care to notice, but for now let's go on, and in just a bit when I disembark from this motorcycle my audio would be more stable. Anyway, let's proceed. This is Gaddafi Mosque Highway. The road is actually named Gaddafi Road, and it is the 17th of December, and Kampala is preparing for Christmas. So I thought we should take you downtown and show you a glimpse of Kampala as it as most of Ugandans try to go to the village to visit their distant relatives. Now, yes, we are still on Gaddafi Highway, and the traffic here is very interesting. And along this stretch, you'll actually head towards the old mosque, and to the right is the Agha Khan Education Services, both on the right and the left actually, and they offer primary school education services, and then I think up to recently they actually started a university, and some point from now there will be a fully fledged educational empire. So anyway, let us rise across this road because it's been given us uplift. It has a lot of dust, and we are heading to the new taxi park. This is the journey. We will find ourselves there. Of recent, Kampala, Uganda has started appreciating high-rise residential apartments, storage buildings, as you can see in the distance. And we are approaching, I say, honest real estate developers. And this is a testimony that this is a residential establishment. Wow. And these structures are mostly embraced by Indians and foreign communities that find it easier to fit in the complex, that find it hard to fit in the complex residential areas in Kampala. In front, Naiva Taxi Park, and you can see in the distance Kampala's skyline. Very interesting place. So let them leave him. So right now at this junction there's a bit of chaos. Some old man is being asked to leave the road, and we are having fun about it. I like this argument. The street cannot allow I like the chaos. I like the chaos. It's very interesting. My driver is saying, Mzee. Mzee means old man, someone of age respectable. And saying, Mzee, you stay there. If you is refused, let him be. That's my rider telling the other person who is disturbing the Mzee, asking him to get off the road. Of course, Mzee has taken a turn into a direction that's not moving, but cannot allow to go to the left so people can pass. And here I am telling Mzee, please accept, while laughing. I'm trying to be cocky to oppose my rider. But now these people are in chaos in front, and then I laugh. My rider says he doesn't like a person who disrespects another person, so that's why he has chosen to tell the Mzee to stay and not be coerced to leave. Uganda is actually very interesting with a lot of chaos, but most of Uganda's road rage is just polite. We are hospitable people, and we let go quite easily. And Mzee, go backwards a little bit. And so finally we have started moving, and there are a lot of movement. I don't know the name of this high-rise building, but I think it's more of the residential high-rise apartments. They are cropping up. Now, you may know that old Kampala has very few business, and therefore I think it should be shifted to residential complexes. You could do business here, but no people would pass here because there's not a lot of foot traffic, or it's not part of a path that tends to lead people into town. But Uganda is beautiful. Let's do visit Uganda. And Uganda is full. This old Kampala is actually full of mostly Indians, and these were brought in by British colonizers in a time where they needed them to build a railway. But I've shown you a bit of the mosque again in the background, which has since been renamed from Gaddafi. I hope it hasn't been renamed, because Bambi the man sent and spent his money. The least we can do is to remember him. Anyway, this is Kampala, just prior to Christmas, and this is an interesting journey. And I think and this will serve as an encouragement to allow you visit the country. It's full of hospitable people and very willing to help, great individuals. And Kampala is very blessed with food, and it's a net exporter of foodstuff into Kenya, Tanzania, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. So food-wise, you're sorted, and it is very affordable. And you will eat organic food, because most of these foods are subsistently grown foods, where there is no a lot of fertilizing, just manure. I think now I understand this stretch. This stretch should now drop me onto the new park, which I chose to go to, so as to just show you Kampala on these few days towards Christmas. Interesting. I don't know whether it is a mosque or something else, but old Kampala is known for a lot of Islamic and Indian heritage. Yeah, but it's a beautiful place to be, and you will not feel any boredom. By the way, in case you're wondering, the best means of transportation in Kampala is a motorcycle. It allows you to get places where it would be very difficult to reach by car and fit in spaces that cars don't fit. So it stops you from getting delayed in jam. I have personally almost reached my destination, the new Taxi Park in the distance. This is one of the many entrances to the new Taxi Park. So let me pay my ride and we go. Thank you.
Okay, so now this is the walking part of the video where I get to show you Kampala, Uganda. And this is the new Taxi Park, so people who are going places, some trying to head up country, these are the spaces they will find themselves into. So I'm just going to walk through to see activities that are around. And if you notice, most of the taxis seem to have luggage on their top. These are people doing last-minute shopping to head to their villages for Christmas, carrying gifts, holiday presents, mostly electronics, a few building materials, and you can see those signages. They help you know where you are heading. Lately, they have been improved. I can see MTN has done a good work. Kabusu, Nakolongo, Wakaliga, Busega, Dome, and yeah, Freeman Hypermarket. And a lot of vendors actually in the taxi park, so in case you didn't have something to eat and you're embarking on a very long journey, then you will have something to eat along the way. Anyway, the city is a beautiful place. I think let me just show you around the old taxi park, the new taxi park. This new taxi park has taxis that take you within the central business city, Kampala, and then also at times into districts that actually surround Kampala. And I think I've seen Lugogo, that is within Kampala, and then see Bulenga, Mwenda. I want to show you maybe a sign that shows us some districts that are not actually within Kampala, or some destinations that are not within Kampala. Okay, let's see. I think most of these are considered within this metropolitan region. Actually, see Entebbe, Kajansi. I think I have a better chance finding those that head out of the city around the peripheries. But I like what MTN has actually done. You literally can see where you ought to go from afar. I don't know whether on top what I see actually solar lights. I think those solar lights allow you to view this even in the dark. Here, the taxi park for some reason has no lights at night, so yeah, kudos MTN. But again, it's having a free billboard for their actually advertising Momo. It's a mobile remittance app. Oh yeah, now I see places that are outside Kampala, and those are the places that you will find a lot of luggage. Now, for instance, I'm seeing Gulu, Chigumba, and you can see how they're parking the taxis. Yeah, Gayaza is actually within Wakiso, so that's also outside Kampala, but I consider it Kampala because almost all its residents come to work in Kampala, and a lot of Kampala people are buying property there because it's a growing suburb, residential suburb. A lot of construction, and this construction actually brought a lot of chaos here. If you've seen the flooding in Kampala recently, these buildings that you see are going over Nachivubo channel, and And okay, I think I'll go to have to squeeze in into that space. Human jam, very interesting. But yeah, this is the mood of Kampala, just as it prepares for Christmas. So, I've decided to do a U-turn. When people pack up like that, it's an opportunity for pickpockets to do what they do best. I think last minute rush shopping happening in Kampala, Uganda. And yeah, I have to squeeze in. But you can see these trucks, very loaded. And I'm sure they are not going to be flagged by traffic because we are in the campaign period. And the ruling government cannot risk angering people, otherwise votes will be poor and opposition will be so much. And anyway, rule of thumb, if you're walking, make your decisions around. Do not walk behind women. They take really long to make a decision. I almost got squeezed by a car when a woman couldn't choose where to fit in or proceed to. Yeah, a lot of faces within the city. These are actually snack shops for people who want to have something little before they start traveling. Yeah, this is the atmosphere within the city. Just a few days to Christmas. Anyway, if you're new here, it is my request that you hit the subscribe button. More and more street food, a testimony to why Uganda is almost a food basket to the entire East African region. More taxi stages now. This one is in Liantonde. You can see the amount of stock, some waiting to be packed, and that's going to the west. Imagine, I should have already been outside of the new Taxi Park, but because everyone is trying to travel, and by the way, traveling towards Christmas is really expensive because of demand and supply. Prices triple. Where you went for roughly $3 will become $9. Some even 5 times. Most of places with a lot of population. This right here that I've embarked on is Makerere Road, and then it should slope and take me to the old Taxi Park. And in case you've never been to Kampala, this is Ham Shopping Grounds, and behind it is the Nakasero Stadium, soccer stadium, which, because of how densely populated this area is, never did get the allowance to host the African Cup of Nations, and then I don't think it can play international games, so it's mostly now for local tournaments like inter shopping arcade tournaments, different businesses. So last minute business in Kampala. Right now it's almost let me see what the time is. I think it's 6:30, and this is the kind of crowd you're going to find downtown. People buying, and I will come back probably on the eve of Christmas and see how dry this place is, or even on Christmas Day or the day after Christmas. You'll be overwhelmed. Now these buildings are all passing over the formerly Nakasero channel. I think they either widened it at the bottom and then decided to build over it, but a lot of people actually lost goodies in flooding. You can actually just check harm and then the amount of flooding. A lot of high-rise buildings have cropped up here over the past few years, and yeah, street traffic is actually also very interesting around these places. So let's find ourselves heading this way. So a lot of action, and let me show you more of the street. This one actually will take you to Clock Tower in Makerere Road, but I don't know whether I should use that street. Anyway, let me use this one because it seems to be moving. I think even this police post cannot handle the amount of theft or crime that can happen here. But generally, Kampala is a peaceful street. You just have to not draw attention. Something that I am doing right now, holding my phone next to my ear so as to be able to film in peace. Anyway, a lot of shoes. I do not know, but most of them are very cheap. It's an opportunity to at times clear stock, but then again, if you're going to be buying clothes, they are a bit expensive. Seeing that everyone is buying clothes now, it's the time for people who are into fashion business and boutiques to kind of thrive. Let me mingle. And these sections, these are just for like the low income people who are not able to go into the arcades to probably have a glimpse of what's available and buy one unit as opposed to the need of having to buy wholesale. It's a mix, food and fruit stuff. I think I like myself some mangoes, so let me get some. Jebareko. So I'm buying a mango. This is 1,000, and in case you're wondering, $1 is about 3,500. So for now, I'm buying myself some mangoes, and these are relatively fresh from the tree. Thank you. Okay. And yeah, I had to shop something. Now these are nuts, some roasted. Chebali, one maker. Lukomi, mpa yoko. Ono wamfumbye no muyocha oba mwoche. Oh, kale. Naye buweze walukomi. So I thought I would buy something. Neanza. Car. So this is just for snacking. Those are actually fresh ground nuts. And let me get going. Now this is actually peanut paste that comes from those ground nuts when they are roasted and then fried. Irish, onions, passion, 4 for 1,000. So if you're that side and you're worried, food-wise, you're covered. There's no lack. There's no lack of what to eat. You will always be sorted. Now some of the exotic mangoes, and this street is very interesting because ideally I don't see why it should have buses going to it. It should be mostly designated as pedestrian, at least during this festive season. So if you want fresh beans and peas there, all of that in the street. This is interesting. It's almost 7 p.m. but the amount of human activity is really, really intriguing. Oh, by the way, Uganda is interestingly endowed with ladies who have calves. I think count 10 and about 7 are curvy. So in that sense, I would say they are actually pretty attractive. Now a bit of aromas, a lot of people taking luggage, and they literally are bulldozing their way through the street. All right. Pillows. Now these are the more official ones, and you'll barely see people, but this is mostly, I think, bedding. I see only one client there. Most of the action is actually on the street, the people who are retailing. Therefore, most of these people you see on foot are simply here to retail a few goods. I think it's a bad time for jewelry, but bags have a fair amount of clients, as you see over there. And these are Chinese bags, but I think they serve the purpose. But I have a feeling a lot of people are going to be paying through their noses. And this is actually a Mukwano kid,
and majority, no, is it Copper Complex? Or Mukwano Arcade? Let me check. I need to be sure. Signages. Yeah, people buying fabric. So some of these may actually be now wholesalers, both and a few retailers. Okay. Someone is asking me to enter a bookshop at Christmas time where people are only buying clothing, attire, and food. Yeah, it's actually Mukwano Arcade. I can confidently say that based on that signpost. Now, drinking bottles, I don't know why someone would take those to the village. Those are more of urban items. So, you find this building have corridors and a lot of people. Now, a lot of people moving are simply retailing, trying to pick a few things. Yeah, you'll find occasional street performers playing a lot of noise. And like I was telling you earlier, I think I've shown you someone carving. Let me just kind of show you another. And it is where I just wanted to show you the person. Anyway, in the corridors you'll mostly find retailers. So if you want a good price, more so if you're buying multiple units, then go into the shops directly. Sneakers. Of course, these are just stuff that you wear to look cool. Not the most durable, therefore not leather, not. Since I want to exit and head towards the old park to show you the situation there, I am going to take this corridor. It's less trafficked and I don't have to crash through a lot of people to have my way through. Chinese shoes, relatively guys who have merchandise in bulk, so if you plan on buying in bulk, then those would be good. But let me take you back to the street. You just see the comparison. Now these are retailers in the corridors. Simply go into the bigger shops and take relatively more units, and then come back to the street. Yeah, the street is not as congested. I think it doesn't bring in a lot of people. I was afraid of it for no good reason. Now, in front there is the old Taxi Park. I am actually seeing from the distance that MTN has also put billboards to help show you which one to take up that are parked in certain areas. Now I need to cross, but that taxi kind of made it impossible for me. Now motorcycles are the best way to navigate the city. They fit into spaces that pedestrians would naturally fit into. More of Kampala, Uganda, and I think that's a tight space. Doesn't make sense for me to pass there. Yeah, these snack shops are around the taxi park to help those who are traveling to get a quick snack instead of failing to have food. What is in this building? Okay. A bit of retail shops anyways. Yeah. I think every shop that is dealing with clothes or fabric, I think is in business during this period. And today being the 17th, those are how many days to Christmas. I'm back into the old tax park. I'll also try to move through a building right in front, which deals in electronics. Now the old tax park will have also locations within the city, and those locations, for example, Makerere stage, where our journey started from, right there. This takes you to the Eastern Gate. Eastern Gate, Chikoni Land, and then let me show you one for distant places. I think a lot of you actually know Jinja. Jinja is one of the big towns in Uganda, at least historically. It was the industrial city of Uganda. So there's a lot of people that go there. I see Iganga town, that's after Jinja. And then I hope we are still rolling. Let me just confirm that. Yes, we are. So let's proceed. Just needed a confirmation. That's Mbale Soroti Iganga. Now that's past Iganga. So 200 kilometers out of Kampala. 200 to 300. And then now I'm going into this building called Hanifa Tower. This has a lot of electronic shops. And see if there's as much human activity in it. And then I'll go over the old Taxi Park to just show you the activity and action from roughly an aerial view. Now, electronics. Well, not as many. I think more or less the usual. But perhaps these ones on the outside of the building are retailers. Let me go straight for the wholesalers. Hope I'm not lost. I just hit the corridor. I should have gone upstairs, which is the right place to be. So I'm going to climb up because I want to take you where the wholesale. This one is taking for the parents means to receiving satellite TV. Yeah, lately after the migration to digital transmission, a lot of people now need satellite dishes, and most of over the air have been terminated. More electronic shops, less action. So I think Fabric are doing the best so far. I have never understood what these tools are for. They kind of amuse me. Super gadgets. I don't know whether those are screen replacement. More electronic shops, people packaging things to display. I think they come and assemble. More electronics. I bought some stuff from there before. Phone replacement, repair clinic. Those are not so much in business. Almost normal screen replacements. And we are disembarking onto Luwumu Street. It's actually a pedestrian street. Prioritizes pedestrians. So let me try just to slope to show you more of the action, and then I can head to the new old Taxi Park and show you the area view. Anyway, now I'm moving up of Luwumu Street. These ones are also trying to trap customers as they come in through this side. So some second-hand clothes. Beautiful lady. And most cycles competing with pedestrians in the pedestrian stretch. I don't know why someone wouldn't get off and just walk down, but anyway, it's their choice. We control laziness. I love the action. City is really in action. More heavy women in the distance, right there. And okay, we're preaching, so no one had that they didn't hear the message of the gospel. This building is ever going higher and higher. This person had been using that building without some floors up, so they decided to extend it to provide more shops. It's also a building that deals in electronics, and the civil engineer in me Feels like I should show you some bit of ballast. Ballast right there. I think they paused construction. Maybe the frames and slabs are curing, or they ran out of money. Because I've seen more buildings rise faster than it. Yeah, I am going here so that I can show you a view of the taxi park and the action that is ongoing. Forgive my panting, I've been walking, and my aim is to give you an hour long footage of Kampala. Yeah, so I think from here you're able to see the old taxi park. So let me just rest over here and give you a glimpse of the city. Yeah, nice clouds and skyline, and all those are people going places. See Lugazi, I think I showed you Jinja, also roughly in that direction, Uganda, and then as you come here, these are mostly within the city, heading in that direction. And yeah, these 14-seater modified cargo vans are the means of transportation out of the city. Buses are inefficient, seeing that they take time to fill up, and for short distances, the streets, the lights of the old park came on. Yeah, just accused the new tax park for not having lights, and praising MTN for putting this destination signposts and providing solar panels on top of them. I feel it's commendable to have backup. Yeah, so I was telling you about buses, where you won't see buses here. Buses are reserved for very long distances, over 200 kilometers plus, and therefore they can accept intermediate passengers as long as they're willing to pay almost full journey cost. But yeah, these people are into business. And if you see the long distance taxis, they'll have cargo on top of them. And the ones going for short distances, mostly within the city or within Kampala or and its surrounding districts, barely have cargo because those people can always come in a day and shop. Having shown you that, let me take you, I think, onto Kampala Road. But let me go and pass through Nakasero Market. Nakasero Market should be in this direction. And also, most of the buildings along this street will mostly have electronic shops, as you see. TVs on sale, sound systems or woofers. I see a solar panel on display. And by the way, guys, solar systems are becoming cheap, and you guys should pay for them. Makerere University. Did they shift here? Did they open a new campus here? Intriguing. A university in the city center. But it is now a chartered university, meaning that you get a degree from it, you're good to go. And now, let me just get for you the name of this street, because it makes for good reference. Some of the signposts normally have the names. Yeah, it's kind of sad that the naming of this streets or labeling of this streets is inadequate. Market Street. Yeah, sure, I'm on Market Street. I just see this one of the sites. My hope is that they didn't move here from another street. So right there, Market Street. This is the famous Energy Center. Lady, okay. Interesting track. Very interesting. Now I have a problem with people in town always playing loud music, making it very hard to survive copyright. And my microphone keeps falling out. I'm still getting it back. I think now I'm audible enough. More electronic shops and electrical, so you need wiring cables, sockets. Yeah, this is the street also that building, Energy Center. A lot of electricals. symbols and outlets, more street vendors. I think food is just everywhere in Kampala. And if you're willing to go deep into the market, you can have it cheap. But even on the street itself, they're already cheap. Now these tend to capture unsuspecting buyers who do not know that the bait market is right in front. The Nakasero market in itself is a pretty expensive market. It serves most of the upscale suburbs of Nakasero, and these are Indians, consulates, foreign expatriates, and to them this is too cheap. At times, okay, and Kampala is a very interesting district. It's very weird. I don't know whether these two are actually together, because I'm trying to capture this beautiful lady, but there was someone moving with them, and okay, I may cross into the market and see what we will see in the market. But I feel this market is also not really a big market. Carrots, eggplants, ginger, ojinga, cucumber, and more and more tomatoes. I think I must have actually taken a wrong route because, sorry. Because, oh yeah, I can fit through here. Trying to exit. Now, let me pass through here. More fruits. So if you're a watermelon fan and pineapples, here they are within Nakasero. Unfortunately, I can't walk through there. I think let me take this street. Yeah, it's becoming a bit dark, and I'm just counting on my Sony Xperia to do the right compensation. So, if you're in the city center, or you've got an Airbnb within the city center, this is where you would shop for your food stuff. Both fresh and dried food, like posho, rice. Now there's a section that has some greens, some dried fish. Yep, I love them when they're pasted. Lemongrass to flavor some of the tea. Irish, and someone is choosing to pour pumpkins. I have a feeling this may be expensive. I almost entered to the public toilet. But yes, this is as it prepares for Christmas. Nakasero market. I think it's in one expatriate, the Chinese. They're living the best eating life of their life. Yep. Now we've gone back. More electricals right there. So if you need to wire your house, you need cables, sockets, and facets. This is where. What street is this? Again, I'm going to look for a signpost that kind of declares it. I hope it's sooner than later. I could have used Google Maps, but I can't hold two phones at the same time. Umeme Center. A friend of mine thought they were affiliated to Umeme, that I've long gone, and they bought sockets from here, which were Indian, and I was very disturbed because they were not any better. It's actually Luwumu Street. Because I thought, yeah, anyway, let me just say Luwumu Street was then, but Luwumu Street is actually this one that is crossing through. So this one going in this direction. I don't know whether it should also still be Luwumu Street. Anyway, I am heading back to the main road. So if you're just moving across the city from east-northeast, right in front would be the road to embark on. And this beautifully designed building kind of shows me that it's actually Christmas time, because that is the church house built by the Church of Uganda to make some money for the church establishment, donated for by congregations who subscribe to the Anglican faith, and also a few other well-wishers So it's there, and right in front is actually Bank of Uganda. Yeah, the National Bank. Now, I believe we come to the end of this street, and therefore I am going to try to get a motorcycle ride that will take me back to Wandegeya town that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. If you've come this far, hit the subscribe button because I bring you more of Kampala, Uganda. I like the zebra crossings have been introduced, but beware of motorcycle riders. They consider themselves pedestrians, therefore will come from nowhere. So there's nothing like I have the right of way with them. It's you to look after yourself. It's actually a common slogan. In other words, look out for your interest, or be vigilant to make sure your interests are not oppressed. And I'm on Kampala Road. I'm also towards its end if you're coming from the eastern part of Uganda. Let me just say eastern instead of saying east northeast, because that will be the outlet to the eastern districts of Uganda. Most of the junctions in Kampala are being signaled. This man decided to wave his hand while I was trying to pass in front of him. I want to get an affordable ride. It's not more than 2,000 Ugandan shillings to take me back to Wandegeya. So let's do just that. This is actually a city square. In case you're lost, just ask them to take you to City Square and direct whoever needs to find you to City Square and the legendary Mapera house. Let me inquire. Jewa yakosebo kati and now I'm trying to get to Wandegeya. So let me try to see if I can get a motorcycle ride out of into Wandegeya. Anyway, right now I'm in front of Mapera house, and this is City Square right opposite of it. So should you ever find yourself in Kampala and you're lost and you can't direct anyone, ask any border person to take you to City Square, and then let the person that needs to meet you find you at City Square. It's a bus stop. There's a bus stop in front of it, so you can have somewhere to sit. Anyway, we are exiting the city, and yeah, I'm going to try to find a motorcycle ride. Interesting junction. But this is the result of a lot of people coming into the city in preparation for Christmas. That means last minute shopping to travel into the villages to visit their people. And a lot of the taxis you will find are carrying a lot of luggage on top of them. Now this person I think is also sending something. Interesting cars in Uganda, Mercedes Motors. So yeah, all cars are becoming really cheap. Street vendors trying to retail a few items. Yeah, it's dusk. It's coming to night. I think it is exactly 7 p.m. and the lighting has become poor. Ghana really have cars. This is the GL, and I remember a certain meme that launched a certain social media activist, and the person was like, "Hey, I don't mind being knocked by a Range Rover." It's like the car they idolize. Now I'm going to try to get a motor ride. So let me squeeze in. Yep, I've been able to pass. Jebat, Wandegeya Okasumoro Gate. A video zilya? Ezengabyewo ate ntule kale
So for under $1, I have got myself a motorcycle ride. Yet again, a motorcycle ride that will take me about 2 kilometers out of the city. But at 1,000 I could have gotten one, like half the price, only that it is peak hour. So even they are reluctant in light of the fact that they will be able to get a client on short notice. So for my own convenience, I will use them. After all, if I were to take a taxi, it would be roughly the same, and yet they take much longer. Or